Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I appreciate all the thoughtful comments with regard to this pharmacy issue. Opening up a pharmacy is not like opening up a candy shop. You got to go through a very comprehensive application with the State Board of Pharmacy. You have to get a DEA license. You have to get local licenses. If you compound, you need to get an additional license. And then the cost of fixtures, inventory, pharmacy software, you're looking at a $250,000 investment. And I can tell you that the trend today is seeing more chain stores opening and not more independent stores opening because the reimbursements for retail pharmacy have significantly declined over the years. And while I appreciate that there could be a supplemental allocation when these pharmacies begin to start closing, the problem is that once a pharmacy closes, they're done. They're going to liquidate their fixtures, and that access point for these very deserving people is going to not be available. And then you have to figure out the public transportation systems to get them to pharmacies that will continue to serve it. And remembering that these neighborhood pharmacies, many of them are multi-generational, that have been there for years, handed down from a grandfather to a son to a grandson. And these, the role of pharmacists has certainly changed over the years, where in a way we've become kind of like the first line of attack when somebody has a problem, as many formerly prescription drugs are now available over the counter for us to kind of be first intervention for those that don't have time or don't have the ability to get to a doctor. In addition to now we give immunizations, we can do free blood pressure checks, emergency contraception. So it's important infrastructure, especially in these urbanized areas, and I worry that the supplemental allocation is going to come too late for many of these independent pharmacies that are going to close their doors, serving the most vulnerable of our populations in urban and as well as very rural areas where there's not enough population for the chain stores to open. So I hope that the Department of Finance and the governor will be open to continuing the discussion, meeting with many of the pharmacy groups that I imagine are going to be speaking today, and bringing the reality here today that if we adopt the budget as it is, it's not a matter of if an independent is going to close, it's a matter of how many are going to close and how many people are going to have a lack of access to care. And expanding on my good friend from Sacramento, my concern is that people are not going to remain compliant with their medications, and it could pose some life-threatening situations and certainly higher costs for us at emergency rooms that we've all been trying to work hard to mitigate. So, Mr. Chairman, I hope that there will be some openness to reconsidering this.